The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside, as always. Brian Haynes is here as well. It is a Monday morning, and what a weekend we had in the sports world. We want to welcome everybody into the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. It was first and foremost, I will encourage everyone, get out to Silverado's for the new 2021 outdoor concert series. Friday night with Edwin McCain was phenomenal. I was blown away by the stage that is out there. Now that is, in my opinion, Western North Carolina's best new outdoor concert venue. It's phenomenal. We are obviously partial to the owner, since Corey Short is the executive producer of this year's program as well, owner of Silverado's, but he knocked it out of the park. We are so proud of him, and I encourage everybody to get out there. And hey, if you're a country fan, Billy Dean and Andy Griggs this week, Friday night, it's going to be a free show. All you got to pay for is free. That's right. So the Legends of Country Tour, free. At Silverado's. SilveradosWNC.com. Get your tickets for the 2021 Outdoor Concert Series today. You're not going to want to miss Everclear. As soon as I saw Edwin McCain on that stage, I went, yeah, Everclear with 2,000 people in this area is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Ying Yang Twins, personally. That's just the difference in the battle here.
I don't even know who that is, and I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I need to go check that out.
Ying Yang Twins are going to be in September. It's going to be fucking awesome.
I mean, since I'm making all of the commercials for Silverado's, I get free admission. So, I mean, I'm going to go to every show I possibly can to this thing.
I do find it funny that Corey and I have been, teamed up for, ever.
Yeah.
He's doing all their commercials. My wife's doing all their social media. And I'm just showing up drinking beer.
See, it's nice to be in the inner circle.
Yeah.
You don't have to do shit for your free shit.
Yeah, I will say, every person that I knew at that show in the beginning, they were all wearing Silverado shirts and working. And I had a beer in my hand. Mm-hmm. And then I had 15 more.
Yeah.
Because concerts.
Yes, a Ying Yang Twins reference. Yes, Ying Yang Twins will be playing at Silverado's this summer. Get on SilveradosWNC.com. Armchair commentary. Come on down. We'll be glad.
Yeah, you can stay with us. Fuck it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll drink Molson beers with you and everything.
Yeah.
Based on this weekend, if it ends in beer, I'll drink it.
What made this weekend any different than any other weekend?
It's usually Bud Light.
Who said it was any different? Who said it was any different?
I don't know.
It's usually Bud Light.
You kind of said that like you learned something about yourself this weekend.
I learned a lot of things about myself. But I always do. It's my mythic journey, man.
Just take the ride, man.
Pink Floyd's journey's a little different than mine. We get to the same conclusion.
Have you been hanging out with Aaron Rodgers too?
No, but I would.
Yeah.
But you don't smoke the weed, so you can't.
No, I don't. I'm like this, completely sober. What do you think I would be like on the under the
we know. Look, we know. We know you don't smoke of the weed, because if you did, you'd be a lot calmer than you are.
Well,
be a lot cooler if you did, man.
Which I have to ask, by the way, were you particularly perturbed when Brooklyn beat Milwaukee in Game 1, despite the fact that they lost James Harden in the first minute?
Nah.
And you said, oh, they're going to beat the shit out of them Game 1.
RELAX.
It changed nothing for you.
And how
20 games over 500 in the last 30 days. Just take the ride with me.
And then how Atlanta
just hop aboard, man.
Then how Atlanta was just going to be just the worst team ever in Philadelphia.
Look, Atlanta. I'll explain Atlanta.
With or without
the larynx himself just decided. Just do dumb shit. I got a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, but you know who we're going to put him on? Not Trae Young. Mm-hmm. That's brilliant. Mm-hmm. Ben can't guard Trae. Okay, best defender in the NBA can't guard Trae. Don't play Ben. Don't play Ben.
And then obviously yesterday in the NFL, we had the big breaking news. Julio Jones out of Atlanta, now going to the Tennessee Titans. A second-round pick And a 4th-round pick goes to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons give up Julio Jones and a 6th-round pick. So it's basically they traded up 2 rounds in the 2023 draft.
I just want it known that Diana Rossini, who I adore, fantastic, said the Titans were a long shot, and I said, I don't know where you're hearing that from. It's the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
So, little dance for me.
Yet again, insufferable Jeremy. Since we dominated the Sportsocracy late last week with all of the basketball, let's open up with the football. So Julio Jones is now in Tennessee. Where does this put them? Where do they sit now in the pantheon of teams in the AFC trying to compete for a Super Bowl? Because some people are under the impression that this puts them at 2, and I think that is stupid, to steal a Jeremy Greene phrase.
Stupid. For me, they're 3. They're now comfortably 3 to me.
Okay.
Does Julio Jones play defense?
No.
He does not.
But they did add pieces to the defense.
I don't see this moving the needle that much.
You're wrong.
I think that they're going to be still in a dogfight with Indianapolis for the division lead.
Agreed.
I still think that they're one of 5 teams in the AFC that can make a run, which I thought before all of this started. I just don't see how this is making that big of a move where now all of a sudden they're catapulted.
Well, this no doubt gives them what they didn't have, and that is a second receiving threat with A.J. Brown. They lost Corey Davis. To me, this is an upgrade from Corey Davis, despite the fact that Julio Jones can't stay on the field. There is no doubt the talent is way better on the Julio Jones side than it is on the Corey Davis side. I
wouldn't put that much at this stage of Julio's career that he's that much better than Corey Davis.
I would.
Oh, yeah.
His good's way better.
Yeah.
I mean, Corey Davis is very consistent. He was very good. Here's what I haven't heard one person say. Julio Jones is a pretty damn good blocker. Julio Jones is a pretty damn good play-action receiver. I like this a lot. Like a lot. A whole lot. You know why? Because now you can't just fixate on A.J. Brown, who, by the way, is the best receiver on this team.
Yeah,
he's better than Julio Jones, and I don't even think it's debatable.
Well, yeah, that's 100%.
You'd be shocked how many people would argue that.
That's crazy.
And those people, to me, are stupid.
Well, no, I mean, I see where they're coming from. It's A.J. Brown. He's only been in the league so many years. How can he be better than one of the all-time greats? Because there's no doubt that Julio Jones is in that elite list of all-time receivers in the NFL. People still think that's what he is. And he can be every 3 weeks. He can be that guy. But then you're going to also have dud weeks. And I think that's what kills his legacy more than anything, is the fact that Julio Jones, much like Mike Evans, I'll take a guy from my own team, who can be phenomenal and catch 12 balls for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then next week he's going to come out and he's going to do zilch. Nothing. Julio Jones has had that in his, especially in these last few years.
I feel like, so are they going to change from a running team to a throwing team? No. Does this improve their defense? No.
The defense has improved, though. So you keep talking about last year's defense. Okay. I killed Bud Dupree. He's still better than what they had.
Okay.
Caleb Farley and Janoris Jenkins is better than the 5 games you get out of Adoree Jackson and whatever else they
And I will agree with that, but that has a lot dependent on Caleb Farley's health as well.
Which he's fine. And I said that before the draft.
Yeah.
It was much ado about nothing. It was just very poorly timed.
Yeah. I don't know. I do believe that. And listen, again, I'm not saying that this isn't a good move. This is a good move. My whole thing is what I'm trying to say is that I don't think it moves the needle that much. I think they were already there. They don't move the needle that much by getting Julio Jones. I think this makes them better offensively, 100%. I still think they're going to be, again, it's just going to still be a dogfight with Indianapolis.
Okay, let me rephrase this question. Who did they pass? If this did move the needle, which I'm with you. I don't think it moved the needle all that much on who this team is and what their ceiling is, because I already thought so high. I
disagree with you vehemently.
Okay. Now, my question is, who did they pass? because I still believe that the Buffalo Bills are better, the Kansas City Chiefs are better. I still believe that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be close. I still believe the Cleveland Browns are better.
I think this clearly makes them the best team in that division.
Okay.
Tennessee Titans win that division outright, gives them a home playoff game. Who did they pass? I mean, I had them in that 3 to 5 range anyway.
Are they better than the Browns?
Yes, because I would rather have Ryan Tannehill than Baker Mayfield, and it's not all that close. Hey, let me ask you a question, just because I'm curious to see how close you get on this. How many teams in the NFL produced more yards per game than the Tennessee Titans last year?
4.
You're too high.
2?
It's 2. Is the Bills and the Chiefs. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. And now you add Julio Jones in place of Corey Davis, who's Julio Jones' high end is way better than Corey Davis'.
Yes.
I think this now allows I vehemently disagree with people that this really hurts A.J. Brown. I think this helps A.J. Brown a lot. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think Julio can be, and he's not going to be asked to be.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know the exact numbers. I can find them. There's no doubt he's going to be asked to run less routes with the Tennessee Titans than he was with the Atlanta Falcons.
I believe
fact
that.
Or fiction?
That's fact.
So you get a fresher Julio Jones. This, to me, was the best place he could go. Mm-hmm. And now this team's going to be able to score. Fun question. Ryan Tannehill played 16 games last year. How many passes did he throw?
Oh, no.
480.
No clue.
Matt Ryan played 16 games. How many passes did he throw last year?
800.
630. 626 to be exact.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is an ideal scenario because he can be that specialized player that he needs to be at 32 years old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can hold up down in, down out to the role that he had in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Drumstar, I agree with him wholeheartedly. You forget the Titans went 11 and 15. I don't. Because I had him in that 3 to 5 range anyway.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. I already
think they
had
distanced themselves, and that's the thing. Do I think they passed the Bills? No.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills are still a better team than the Tennessee Titans. Does anybody disagree with that?
No, I think Buffalo's definitely better than them. My thing is I still think Cleveland is probably better than them.
I don't.
And I still think they're very equal to Indianapolis.
I still look at the Cleveland Browns like it's a Maserati being driven by a penguin. Mm-hmm. Flippers and no thumbs.
We all know how you feel about Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, again, the Titans are going to be a really good team. I'm not denying that they're not a contending team.
Who's the better defense? Cleveland Browns or Tennessee Titans?
Browns.
Yes, Cleveland Browns.
He doesn't. To him, it doesn't matter because it matters who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
Whenever we say these things,
all of those
his
things
first question is always, who's the quarterback for their team?
Is Baker Mayfield still the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? Okay, I will take Ryan Tannehill every day.
How much better, though? How much better is Ryan Tannehill?
Ryan Tannehill was in the top 5 of QBR and quarterback rating last year. He's a perfect quarterback to do what they ask because he's just mobile enough. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry is scary enough, and now you've got 2 weapons on the outside. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I would much rather have Ryan Tannehill than Baker Mayfield. It's not even, to me, it's not even debatable. Okay. I mean, it's not even close. Mm-hmm.
And you see the weapons surrounding the quarterback equal. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb in the backfield.
Who would you rather have, Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt?
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Drunk and damn it.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, they only one of them can play at a time.
You get
well,
one
I understand
that gets hurt,
but I win. I have a combo.
Okay. Has he ever been hurt?
Nick Chubb was hurt.
No, Derrick Henry.
What's the rule? What's your rule about running backs?
It's the 2,000 carry rule.
Yeah, and they're going to fall off a cliff, and they're damn sure going to get hurt at some point.
Yeah, I need this to work for 1 year. And I'm fine.
Okay. Well,
I can't. I want somebody to explain to me how in the fuck in the last calendar year I have become a Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson apologist.
Jared Goff.
How in the fuck did that happen?
You're overcorrecting. This
Good
is the problem
hell.
that everybody has when they're driving down the road and they hit a patch of ice. You just overcorrect. We're not saying that those guys are trash. What we're saying is the combination of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, to me, is the safer bet than Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. And then you go with the wide receivers.
First of all, I think you overvalue Kareem Hunt because of what he did. See, this is what cracks me up about about people that play a lot of fantasy football is you do understand that Derrick Henry is inarguably one of the top 4 running backs in the NFL.
And
he can't catch. He has 10 thumbs, and he's still that good. And now you just gave him 2 weapons on the outside that are terrifying.
Yeah.
High-end Julio Jones falls where in the NFL? In terms of receivers.
Top 5.
There you go. A.J. Brown is where?
Top 10.
There you go. You got 2 of the 10 best receivers in the NFL.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that. Oh, and I have this big gargantuan human who literally, the only thing he needs is to learn to catch and a haircut.
Yeah.
And good to go. And I think you undervalue the defense. I'll be honest with you. It would be easier for me to say that they're better than the Bills than it would for me to say anybody else is better. It is comfortably better than them.
Okay.
I think they're closer to the Bills than all the rest of the AFC is to the 3 of them. That's how I want to say that.
Yeah. For me, I think it's going to be for me. I think that I'm going to be more of a wait and see with the defense, and is Julio going to stay healthy?
Well, here's the thing.
I know that's a lot of what ifs.
There are a lot of what ifs because there's a lot of new moving pieces on this defense. Drumstar, who is, by the way, killing it in the comments today, just said you can't load the box against Derrick Henry.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could do that with Corey Davis, by the way, because the only guy you were tremendously scared of, Corey Davis is a good receiver, but he's a over the middle, get the tough yards, not scared he's gonna beat you deep guy. Julio Jones and A.J. Brown are.
Yeah.
Straight up, they are. So now you will never be able to load a box higher than 7 against Derrick Henry. So what does that tell you they're going to do? They have the ball a lot.
Which in turn is gonna keep the defense off the field. So I can 100% see this working out, and I can see a path to that. It's a wait and see kind of moment for me, and that's just what I'm saying. Again, I'm going back to the fact that this team is really fucking good.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't. I wasn't starting this saying, oh my God, this was they're not a good team. They are a very, very good team. And Julio Jones is a much better player than Corey Davis was.
Yeah,
but I don't think
high end is much better.
High end.
Corey Davis is at this point more consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know what you're going to get out of him. He's a 75-yard a game. Maybe he gets in the end zone.
And again,
go get you the tough yards kind of guy.
And I can see, because Julio Jones won't have to do as much, he can maybe stay healthier this year due to the fact that they are going to still be a running team. So I could see the pass to everything that he's saying. I guess it's going to be wait and see for me.
Yeah, you gotta commend John Robinson. He had to make this move.
And I think it was
you had to get a second receiver to stay in that upper echelon of the AFC. I like the move. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I am going to be on the lookout for where I can get A.J. Brown and Julio Jones in my fantasy draft up this year. I'm probably even going to take Ryan Tannehill in a lot of leagues. Because Ryan Tannehill has already placed himself squarely into the Jeremy's boyfriend of fantasy football conversation. Because I'm going to have him a mess of places.
Yeah.
6th round? 7th round?
No, that's too high.
You don't think you'll be able to get him?
No.
Okay.
I'm not taking that high.
Okay.
Let's look and see what his ADP is right now, just because I'm curious.
Yeah.
By the way, we will be starting fantasy football content this week.
Yeah, it starts right now. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, shit.
Fantasy football.
It's right now. Fuck it.
Yeah, I have Ryan Tannehill is the only person I have on my dynasty team, and I'm looking to maybe trade him off because I need so much of a rebuild that I'm probably going to trade him off so I can get it.
I don't know that you're going to get a lot of returns.
He's in his highest right now. There's not. Ryan Tannehill's never going to be any higher than he is right now.
You are
and he's a piece that I have that I need a future. See, my dynasty team is at a point to where I'm in a 2 to 3 year rebuild. It started this year. We had a good draft.
Okay.
We had a good draft. Got Michael Carter, got Rashad Bateman, got Dwayne Eskridge, got Tutu Atwell.
Okay. All right.
Where's center? He's probably going to be real pissed off that I drafted Tutu Atwell. But,
don't worry, Tutu Atwell's his 3.
Right now, Tannehill's an early 9th round pick. 12th quarterback taken.
Ian.
All the way in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last zero quarterback theory. I'll be the last one to take it. I'll either be first or last.
So will he be, when we do the
Ricky
Tennessee
Bobby
Titans
with
video, he's going to be the value pick for fantasy?
Probably.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't. All right, so let me ask a question, just because I'm curious.
We already did the Titans.
Rank
I
your-
think we got to change it now.
Rank your top 5 in the AFC.
Right now, my top 5 are Chiefs, Bills. Well, Bills. I have Bills going to winning the Super Bowl, so I should pick them. Bills, Chiefs, Browns, Titans, Colts.
Go ahead.
Ditto.
I will go Bills, Chiefs, Titans, Ravens, Browns.
That was so hard for him to say.
That was hard.
It was so hard for him to say
So
at
much
5.
hatred.
I know.
So much hatred, which means they're going to win the AFC this year.
They're not gonna
But
win.
you had
They're not gonna win the AFC.
you had the Browns winning the division.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Okay, so well we got to redo this anyways.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, no, mine is the same
What,
as yours,
did I
except
have
for
the
you flipped.
I think
and
I
said
had the
Buffalo
Ravens
first,
win the
right?
division.
No, I think you had the Browns winning like 14 games. I'm almost positive.
I still think
I remember saying, like,
I still
holy
think
shit.
the Browns are good. You
Yeah.
still have Baker fucking Mayfield as your quarterback.
Yeah.
If you watch me, listen to me for more than 10 seconds, the number one thing I care about is who's your damn quarterback.
Yeah.
Baker's not in the top 15 in the NFL to me.
Okay.
He's comfortably behind Lamar. He's comfortably behind Tannehill, Josh Allen, and Pat Mahomes.
Of course.
So
Carson
we
Wentz.
all have weapons. Everybody's made it sound like, oh, the Browns are they're so good. They've got some players. Okay, you're still counting on Odell Beckham, who I literally trust Mexican tap water more than I trust Odell Beckham.
Don't drink the water and don't breathe the air.
I literally trust going out into the woods after Chipotle more than I trust Odell Beckham Jr. Yeah, that.
I feel that this morning.
Pink Floyd just felt that in his soul.
Yeah, I've had some issues this morning.
I feel like there's a lot of oh, look at how good the okay. We've said that about a lot of teams over the years.
Yeah.
You know what that never seems to pan out to? Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested to get to the point where we do our actual season picks. Like those ones we did earlier where everybody keeps ragging on us about were snap reactions right after the draft. We did those.
Right after the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of football to happen. There's still training camps. There's still veteran cuts. There's still all kinds of stuff to happen. I believe, you know.
But no, the only place I differ from you on your top 5 is you had Buffalo at the top. I have Kansas City at the top. So mine is Kansas City, Buffalo. I have Cleveland at 3, Tennessee would be 4, and Indianapolis would be my 5. Because I think that the Julio Jones thing does flip that division for me now because I thought that the Indianapolis Colts were going to win.
I had Tennessee anyway.
Did you?
So I just think now it's a little more comfortable. Because that is a weapon and it does still matter. And Robert Johnson said in the comments they're so reliant on Henry. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Is that with Corey Davis, you only had one guy you were scared to beat you.
You
over the top.
100%
Now
could
you
stack
actually
the
have
box.
3 because Josh Reynolds can beat you over the top because he's so damn fast.
Yeah.
And I just see this offense being a little more open. I'll be honest with you, Anthony Firkser being the actual tight end as opposed to the guy that comes in randomly.
And
He's more athletic than Johnny Smith. He's faster than Johnny.
And he had 2 games while Johnny was hurt last year where Anthony Firkser did really well, where he caught like 8 balls one game, I think. And
that's not me trying to, that wasn't me trying to slam on Johnu. That's saying that one of the problems the Titans had is that you could load the box up against them and just drop back in zone. And if you're relying on Johnu, who was the world's best at getting 10 yards down the field, finding the soft spot in the zone. That's not really conducive to high-octane offense.
Yeah.
I feel like Julio Jones is.
Yeah. This offense is going to be crazy good. I mean, they're just not. There's going to be. I think you're going to have a difference in games. You're going to have games where Tannehill's going to have to read the box. If you load the box, they're going to switch off to a play action, and one of these guys is going to hit for a big one. If they don't load the box, they're going to hand it off to Derrick Henry. There's not a lot you can do with a team like this where they can beat you in so many fashions. I don't know if there's a better 2 wide receiver running back combo in the league right now than there's going to be with this team now. Is there anybody else that I mean, there's obviously some other teams, but running back 2 wide receiver combo, this is probably number 1 on the list.
Ooh.
Oh, that would be a fun question.
Yeah.
I can't think of one I like better.
I mean, there's Zeke, Cooper, that one.
Yep, just still get fat and Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, there's
a turd in all of them.
I mean, you could maybe, there's.
I don't think there is another one.
There's probably some that are, but this is by far. I don't want to say by far.
I'm just trying to cycle through teams in my head here. I'm definitely not going with, like DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson.
You would have to start. You would have to start at the best The only one that I could possibly think of that's anywhere close and it's not close would be Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Because you got to start with running backs, because you know this is a top 5 running back,
right?
And then you got to start looking at the top 5 running backs and see who their wide receivers are.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, and and Robbie Anderson.
I mean,
yeah. Ezekiel Elliott, Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay? You mean Saquon Barkley, Kenny Galladay?
Or Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Saquon Barkley, Kenny Galladay. You don't think what's the second one? Kadarius Toney.
Sterling Shepard.
We don't say his fucking name out loud, Tank. We don't say his name out loud.
Sorry.
I read a report today where they're probably thinking about cutting Sterling Shepard because he's going to say he can save them $4 million, and I will fucking murder Gettleman if that fucking happens.
God, I won't.
Kadarius Toney with a bullet, baby.
Yep, I'm just going to stay around Brian with my phone, which records in 4K, just to wait for that to happen. And Brian will still not be as pissed off about that as I am going to be about something the end of the show.
Oh God, yeah, no, not at all.
There's gonna be a lot of spittle on this table.
Yeah.
By the end.
Oh God, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Now the question that I have with the Tennessee Titans offense now though is how much is Arthur Smith being gone going to affect this? You got Todd Downing who's now the offensive coordinator. I mean, obviously, I don't think you
spoke about that
much about your philosophy.
We spoke about that while talking about the Tennessee Titans. That was one of the biggest things that we talked about is the difference from Arthur Smith leaving, going to Atlanta going to be a big of a difference? Mm-hmm. So that is a question mark that we have to add on to this as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, now Downing was elevated from the tight ends coach position.
So he's familiar with the offense. I think we're still doing the same thing, but, there's still a difference.
Yeah. What do you think? Is Arthur Smith being gone going to affect this that much?
I mean, it certainly can help.
Well, no.
But adding an all-world talent like Julio Jones kind of helps maybe some of those deficiencies that you might have. Yeah.
I think the offense is still going to be very similar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm all in on the Tennessee Titans.
Support for the Sportsocracy brought to you by Manscaped.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. Your balls will thank you. By going to manscaped.com today, they are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0.
This guy right here.
By the way, have you guys taken those out yet? I mean, taking yours?
Those are the display ones they're putting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't get to shave your own huevos with the one we put on display.
Yeah. I mean, you take the actual mower out of the box.
The first short curly I find on this, I'll burn this bitch down. I will burn this bitch down.
I swear to God, I still swear to we need to have someone shave my back on camera.
Ow, nose goes and I'm out.
No.
Wait.
I'm still out.
Wait. The bet that we made with the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants, he would rather get a tattoo than shave my back.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Wow.
100%. Wow. I can at least make jokes about the
tattoo. Okay.
Now, the 4th generation lawnmower, the Lawnmower 4.0, is here. Get yours today at manscaped.com. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. Use our promo code Sportsocracy at manscaped.com. Get 20% off your purchase, free worldwide shipping. If you've been doing it, if you've been shaving your face with the same thing that you use to trim your undercarriage, you've been doing it wrong. Obviously, nobody wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. That's the wrong way to go. You need to get a dedicated instrument with the advanced skin-safe technology like comes with the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped.
And let's face it, Father's Day is right around the corner, and your first home was your father's balls. It's time for you to get that long overdue housewarming present for your first home. Go to manscaped.com, use promo code Sportsocracy, and get Dad a gift he will actually use.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Sportsocracy at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. Free shipping, manscaped.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job. With Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
Wow. Michael Whiteside just dropped a bomb on the whole Manscaped thing as well.
What's that?
That 20% above the 45% they're already offering right now. So with our code, you're getting 65% off.
Just crushing the game.
Crushing it. And then your balls are going to be so happy. And then that little nose trimmer you're going to get, that's going to be so much better too. I mean, you just get in there, throw in the thing, Sportsocracy, 65% off, send it home, boom, done. Mm-hmm. Father's Day's taken care of. Everyone of you.
Jonathan Welch has asked, you put arrows on your razors, don't you, Tank? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
That which says one goes below and one goes right.
No, see, I've always just had one.
Oh my God.
And see, I never have to come close to the mouth region with that one. That one's just for shaving the head.
Because there's more hair sticking through the hole in my hat than there is on his entire body.
No doubt. Uh-huh. No doubt. I mean, it does get, it's like everything. When you get older, the hair starts to just seep down. And I was in much need of the Manscaped 4.0, or the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. And I am a much happier person today because of it.
Michael Whiteside seems to know a lot about Manscaped, which makes me think he was the first one to use our promo code.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Spread the word, Michael. Spread the word. Promo code Sportsocracy at manscaped.com. Again, 20% off. They're already doing a deal. You get 20% off on top of the deal that you already get. Save you a
Your balls
boatload.
will be the Tennessee Titans offensive balls.
Oh.
Just high speed, efficient, sleek.
Yeah. Well, we had the first round of the NBA playoffs wrap up yesterday as the Los Angeles Clippers were able to come back. They were down 0-2. They were down 3-1 and now, or 3-2, in the series. And now they have gone home with it. Dispatching the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, despite the fact that Luka Doncic had one of the greatest playoff series I think we've ever seen.
Save Luka. Somebody save Luka. Like, he needs somebody.
Michael Whiteside confirmed what I had already said. He was our first Manscaped promo code user.
That's my dog.
250 points, 55 rebounds, 72 assists.
Yeah.
In 7 games.
It's insane. Like, if they had a living, breathing number 2, this series would be over.
And they don't.
The unicorn, bye-bye. Tim Hardaway Jr., bye-bye.
Can we just be honest that Kristaps Porzingis is a really tall Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is. He's a really tall Kyle Kuzma.
It's garbage.
And he's soft as baby shit.
God, I'm starting to trend right now. I want Bradley Beal to be on Dallas Mavericks somehow, some way. That needs to happen. Make that trade so that there's another scorer in Dallas that Luka
What
can
are
play
they
with.
going to give them? The arena?
It doesn't matter. Figure it out.
I think they would actually have to give them the arena.
We'll give them Tim Hardaway Jr. We'll give them Dorian Finney-Smith.
Out. I'm Seacrest out on all of this.
I don't know. There's got to be some way that Luka can get a number 2 somehow, some way. Is there any way? Like, he's got to, because I don't want to see this guy be wasted like this. This is insane what he just did. And all this talk, can we stop with the whole Kawhi Leonard shut him down? He scored 46 points. There's people out there, the switch from Kawhi to guarding Luka was the difference in the series. No, it was not. It was that everybody else on Dallas sucks balls, period.
Manscaped well-groomed balls. Manscaped.com. Promo code Sportsocracy.
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, it sucked. I hate that Luka and everybody around him, they waffled, they wilted in the playoffs. But my political differences with him aside, Mark Cuban once again proved why he's one of the best owners in sports. Because they asked him, are you going to fire Rick Carlisle? And he said, no. Because you don't fire a coach just to fire a coach.
Yeah.
You fire a coach when you can do better, and we don't feel like we can do that. And guess what? I agree with him. Rick Carlisle's top 5 coach in the NBA. It's not even debatable to me. And the fact that that's what we do at this point, you lost in the playoffs, you got to fire your coach. To do what? Bring in Jason Kidd? Yeah, I'll pass. That's going to be a hard pass for me.
Well, there was some reports out there that Luka and Rick Carlisle don't get along very well.
Well,
they'll get over it.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Luka's fine. Rick Carlisle's fine. Just need to get some pieces in there.
Yeah.
I don't plan on talking about basketball much, so it's going to be very efficient analysis.
Yeah.
Right.
Luka's fine. Get him some help. He's still one of the top 5 players in the NBA. And the next person I hear say, well, Atlanta should feel good about your trade of Luka. Shut the fuck up. You traded the best young player in the NBA. I don't care a damn what you got. You still got robbed.
Yeah.
That was literally just a prelim to how much I'm going to yell in the last segment of this show.
Nice. Luka Doncic needs a number 2.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. He can't continue to go on. Who was the second leading scorer for the Dallas Mavericks
in the whole series?
In the series.
Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's your 2.
Yeah.
18 points a game.
And it's not that Tim Hardaway's not a good player. Tim Hardaway could be a good piece on a championship team, but he can't be your number 2.
Right.
He needs to be more of your 4th option.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hardaway can be a 4 on a championship team, not a number 2, period.
Yes, absolutely. So the Dallas Mavericks need to figure out how to get him a number 2. I mean, I feel the same way about the Atlanta Hawks as well.
What are you talking about?
They've got to get a number 2 for Trae Young.
I think John Collins has been pretty fair at that.
I would say that the combination of every single guy that can shoot a 3-pointer on that team is equivalent to number. Because Herder, Bogdanovich, Herder, Hunter, Solomon Hill, like they don't miss. They shot 68% in the first half of that game.
Here's something I never thought I would say after watching Atlanta yesterday. Mm-hmm. If Luka Doncic was the point guard of that team, are they a title contender? I think they are. I've been trying to wrap my brain around it.
If they shoot like they did this weekend,
they are. And you put that level of shooter around Luka, and it's just going to be really freaking good. Mm-hmm. They don't have a Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, maybe Danilo Gallinari. And offensively to Finney-Smith's defense.
Yeah.
But it's just, that was my prevailing thought watching the Hawks is, God, I wish Luka had gone here.
And Trae Young is, I know I talked a lot of junk about him during the Knicks series because he was destroying my Knicks, but he's that dude. He's good. He's very, very, very good.
Trae Young?
Yes.
He's good. Hey, but by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. Mm-hmm. Hey, Doc, put Ben Simmons on Trae Young.
Yeah.
It's not that freaking difficult.
Yeah.
You have one of the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year. They have 1 star. And not CET, Doc?
Yeah. Yep. And Joel Embiid cannot defend a pick and roll if his fucking life depended on it, period. It was so horrible to watch.
I was watching this game, and Atlanta was just getting everything they want. Now, by the time I had turned it on, they were already ahead.
Yeah, oh, God.
I mean, because
the first half of that game, they did not miss. I swear to God, you could have probably counted on your hands the amount of shots that they missed. Yeah. Because it was that, I mean, they hit everything, but they were wide open. Mm-hmm. They got every single thing they wanted. It was like they would come down the court and say, okay, I think that Bogdanovich is going to hit this corner 3 right now. Mm-hmm. And they would hit, like, pass it to this side, it would go down low, come back out, and get to the corner, and he would be wide the fuck open. Yep. There was no single bit of defense, like, movement to get to him, and it was wide open every time. Now, I will give it up for Philadelphia. They played their hearts out to get that game down to 3. But where was that intensity the whole first half?
What's your thought on this series? As of right now.
If they don't make the switch to Ben Simmons on Trae Young, Atlanta's probably going to win the series.
So you'll say, are you picking the Hawks to win the series?
I don't think they're going to keep Danny Greene on Dan. I still picked Philadelphia to win in 6.
Yeah. I got Philadelphia in 7.
I'll take Philly in 5.
Oh, stop.
I'll take Philly in 5 because they figured it out. I mean, you do realize how many times Trae Young turned the ball over in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Because they went, fuck, we have 2 great defenders. Mm-hmm. We don't have to put Danny Greene on him.
Yeah.
Matisse Thybulle forced him into turnover after turnover after turnover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As bad as all of it was, couldn't defend the pick and roll.
Yeah.
John Collins killing him, Trae Young, Boyan, all that shit. They lost by 4. Mm-hmm. They were down by 30.
Yep.
Yeah, Philadelphia figured it out.
Yeah.
And guess what? Here comes Pound Town.
Yeah.
You know those sweeping declarations I like to make the day after games? Mm-hmm. I don't give a rat's ass what the number on that game is tomorrow. Take Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't care.
Philly's
what coming back to win that game.
Aggressively. Because what I saw in the fourth quarter, if that had bared out over the course of the entire game, they'd have beat them by 50. So, yeah, it didn't change shit of what I thought.
I mean, they were screaming. Even everybody on the set was screaming. Jay Williams was like, why is Danny Greene guarding Trae Young? Why? He was screaming it, and I was like, I hear you, bro.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just Doc Rivers thinks maybe he's the smartest guy in the room. And when it comes to playoff time, he makes some very head-scratching calls. And this is, I have said it before. I raised this when Doc Rivers got fired from the Clippers. The Clippers apparently just got tired of getting into the playoffs and flaming out, so let's change head coaches. Dumb move, no doubt. Doc Rivers way better than Tyronn Lue. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it seems to be something every time with Doc Rivers. And maybe it is the fact that he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He's going to get, he's going to try something different during the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And it's going to come back to bite his teams in the ass. Mm-hmm. And it has constantly, over and over and over again. So I was not surprised that it was a very questionable coaching decision by Doc Rivers that swung the beginning of this game.
Mm-hmm. Don't blame Blake. Don't blame Blake.
No, you have to blame yourself, Larynx.
Don't blame Ben.
Yeah. Now you got me saying it, Larynx.
I didn't say that. That's them.
Get your Larynx fixed.
And Milwaukee's in trouble as well.
Yeah,
I disagree with you.
Yeah, Milwaukee is in trouble.
I disagree with you.
I mean, you can disagree with us all you want to, but I mean, the facts are the facts that the Brooklyn Nets came into this game. You said they were going to get blown out from the jump. They lose
in a game. I was wrong.
Yeah, they lose James Harden in the first round or the first minute of the game, and they still controlled the game throughout.
Mm-hmm. You did not watch the same game I did, because it was a 3-point game at half. They had one really good quarter. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Here's what.
Milwaukee hit 6 threes this entire game.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. They
Do you really
horrible.
think that's going to happen against
that was
the
the
worst
problem
defensive team in the league again?
Mm-hmm. I had a huge problem with the first quarter. Giannis is going to the rack. Brook Lopez is getting whatever he wants at the rim. And then all of a sudden they start jacking up threes, and they got out of their game, and they missed all of them. But I don't know what they're going to do.
But that's what Brooklyn can do to you, because their scoring is so efficient.
I'll tell you exactly what they can do. They can play less PJ Tucker. That's exactly what they can do.
Yeah, that was a strange.
Well, he's the defensive guy. I mean, I understand what you're trying to do. Defensively in the series, you didn't have this problem.
Right.
You're creating a problem that does not exist. PJ Tucker should be coming off the bench for this team, period.
Yeah.
And he should not be playing 28 minutes because he is an offensive liability. So, I mean, to me, there's just easy things that Milwaukee can fix. It didn't change how I feel about this at all. You say, oh, they dominated the game. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't dominate the game. What I was saying was they were in control of the game.
You watched a different game than I did.
Okay.
Brooklyn had a good run in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. Other than that, the game was damn dead heat until 4 minutes in the third quarter. That's what I saw. Mm-hmm. And Milwaukee couldn't hit water off a bridge. Do you think that's going to happen again? Because I don't.
Well,
that's how I bet NBA games. Right. Is I look at, especially in series like this. Do I see a big ass outlier? Yeah. Brooklyn shot 38% from three, and Milwaukee shot 20. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn shot 47% from the floor, and they shot 43 pointers.
If they can't shoot better, they'll lose a series, but they have to shoot better.
I don't think they have to. And I also don't think you're going to have James Harden in this series, because I've been told that by 2 people that would know.
Mm-hmm. It didn't seem...
James Harden knew immediately I did something wrong. And when they looked at it, the results of the MRI are not back yet. They've already declared him out for the night.
He's
already out.
He needs to sit as long as possible as well. I feel like this would be kind of, not going to compare it to KD's situation a couple years ago, but with a hamstring injury, if you rush back, the chances of you really doing damage to it, if it's not one of those you're out for the rest of the season hamstring injuries, if they don't let him rest, it's going to be real bad. Like if they say, oh, he could go, and then he goes, it's going to be bad. And then he'll definitely be gone for the rest of the series. But I think they can wait a little bit longer.
They can't win this series without him.
No.
They cannot win this series without him. Because here's what I haven't heard anybody say. You do understand this was unsettling to Budenholzer too, right? Like James Harden going down, that kind of changed everything. Mm-hmm. And they did. I'm not saying they didn't adjust to it well. I just think Steve Nash adjusted better in the second half than Budenholzer.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think that's going to happen again. I just look at this and go, all right, now you're down to Kyrie and Durant for game 2. Oh, and by the way, this game was in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. They weren't supposed to win this game. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got it wrong. I'll totally, fait accompli. I got it wrong.
Right.
If Milwaukee comes out and wins game 2, they control their own fate. Mm-hmm. They can only win at home and still win the series. Mm-hmm. And I could easily see a path of that happening, especially with no James Harden.
Yep.
Because what I saw was this team can't defend a desk lamp.
Yeah.
Straight up. Milwaukee settled for bad shots. The offense looked disjointed at times. Mm-hmm. And they still could have won this game. Still had a shot to win this game.
Chris Middleton did not play good at all.
No.
And so, again, I picked Bucks in 7.
Yep.
So I'm still sticking to that. But I was a little discouraged. I'm not
Drew
going to say.
Holiday is the one that has to play better. Mm-hmm. You were saying Middleton didn't play well. Middleton didn't shoot well. Middleton still played a pretty efficient game. He's pretty good defensively. Drew Holiday was fucking awful.
Yeah.
And so he needs to put on his big girl panties and
Yeah.
because he's going to be rightly important.
Yeah. Well, you got game 2 tonight in Brooklyn, 7:30 start. I think I think the Bucks will obviously come out with a different game plan. Obviously, with James Harden,
knowing that Harden's not gone. Yeah.
Knowing James Harden's not going to go, and he's probably not going to go for at least 2 games. Because I think that's the safe play for Brooklyn here. I mean, you just go ahead and mark him out for the next 2 games. Hope to God he's back. And in the meantime,
see what you can do without him.
Right. In the meantime, you've already won 1 game without him. Let's see if we can pick up another one. If we can have a 2-1 series lead, then we'll reevaluate and see where we're at.
Yep.
Then we'll feel like we can rest him another game. You go down 2-1 though.
Oof.
In Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Then the push becomes, let's get James Harden back on the field, back out on the court. 10 o'clock tonight, it's 12 games. 12 games away for Jeremy Greene's 2021 NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
12 games away.
The Nuggies at the Suns. Game 1 is tonight. So the question becomes, how much faith do you have in your boys? Lot.
It's lot. It's lot.
What do you expect to see game 1 tonight?
Nikola Jokic is going to score a shitload of points. Devin Booker's going to score a shitload of points. The biggest question I have is who's going to win the center battle between Ayton and Jokic, solely because they don't have anybody else that can guard each other. Mm-hmm. Like you're stuck. That's how this is going to go. And I think pulling Ayton away from the basket, because that's what Joker can do, hurts Phoenix to a point of I think you're going to see how this series goes pretty quickly tonight. Mm-hmm. Second biggest one, can Campazzo guard Chris Paul by himself?
Yes.
Or do they have to play the Aaron Gordon switcheroo? And I think that could become problematic.
Right. I think Aaron Gordon needs.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think Gordon needs to guard Booker off the jump.
That would be the intent.
I think that he just right off the bat that worked in the last series for them when they decided, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to put Gordon on Lillard, and that made a huge difference. I think that's what they need to do from the jump is just say, heck with it. Let's just put him on him and go from there.
Right.
Because if you can put him on there, then if you can limit Booker, then they have to do a lot more other things that I'm not sure they can do. But I didn't want to. My problem was I underestimated this Phoenix team, obviously, from the last series. We all famously know that. Mm-hmm. But I'm interested to see what happens in game 1. I'm ready to see what's going to happen here.
Right.
If I see Denver come out and just destroy them, I think that this would be a tone for the whole series.
This is a really big, and I'm going to say this a lot over the course of the rest of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The fact that Denver's been here before matters a lot. Mm-hmm. It matters a lot. Yes, the Suns beat the Lakers. It was a hurt Lakers team. It was their first playoff series. Uh-huh. The deeper in the playoffs you get, the tighter you get.
Yeah.
And a team that shoots that many threes, especially if Denver can do what they want defensively. Mm-hmm. What we were talking about, Campazzo on Paul, Aaron Gordon on Devin Booker, and Jokic can take advantage of Ayton away from the basket.
Yeah.
That could make this a very short series. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I see this being a short series. Now, if the Suns can, circumvent some of those things, all right, then now we might have a little bit of a problem.
I think Booker's still going to be able to get his, regardless of if they do the switch with Aaron Gordon. I mean, he's just that electric of a scorer.
He can score in many different ways.
And he can hit him from everywhere. I get when
you're undervaluing the fact that Aaron Gordon is markedly bigger.
No, yeah,
anybody that's that athletic, it becomes really problematic. And Devin Booker is who that offense runs.
Yeah,
through.
he's what 6'9"
and they may not do that
with a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah. They may
Aaron
not
Gordon.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, the thing I don't think is going to happen, and what I don't really understand is I don't know where you're going to hide Austin Rivers, because he's a bad defender, but he needs to be on the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's very important to the offense, and you're going to have to find somewhere to hide him on.
And I can't believe we're actually saying something like that.
I know. I think I had yeah, that's blood, Mayor.
Campazzo?
What about him?
Is he the matchup?
Campazzo's going to have to guard Paul.
Why would Campazzo guard somebody on his own team? Mm-hmm. Campazzo and Austin Rivers are on the same team.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
I will say, if Campazzo and Austin Rivers guard each other, we're fucked.
We're in big, big trouble.
Yeah, we are fucked.
Shut up. I've already moved on to the next topic in my head. Sorry, I thought you...
Yeah, moving
Never mind. Moving on. Monday brain fart. Are you ready to get mad?
100%. I'm mad about two things, so I'll let you... I think we should pick the one I'm lesser mad about to start with.
All right, so that
Floyd
is the farce that was Logan Paul.
Nope,
Floyd
that's the one I'm
Mayweather.
madder about.
Oh, that's the one you're madder
That's
about.
the one I'm madder about.
Okay, he's madder about that one. All right, so let's start with the PGA. The Memorial over the weekend.
Oh, my God.
Patrick Cantlay ended up winning in a playoff against Colin Morikawa. It was very,
watch it.
It was very dramatic down at the end, but it was the wrong guy. It was the wrong guy. Jon Rahm should have won this walking away. Mm-hmm. He was 6 strokes in the lead after round 3, tested positive for the coronavirus, and he had to withdraw from the tournament. He could have shot 4 over par yesterday and still won. Mm-hmm. So he had the positive test, and they have to take him out of the tournament, according to the social distancing guidelines that all sports are still following. You can't have a guy in competition with everybody else if he's tested positive.
And this is what we all got vaccinated for, and this is what we did all of these things, and you're
Jon
outside.
Rahm didn't know.
Okay. Okay. I mean, is there anybody on the tour that's not vaccinated for the fucking measles? Because I would wager there probably,
There probably is.
Okay. So you're telling me that he couldn't carry his own bag?
Well, he could have just gotten vaccinated.
You're telling me he couldn't have...
That changes it. I mean, if he just got vaccinated, he'd be all right.
Yeah, and, because communism,
Really?
It'll make you do it.
Really?
That theory's fucking bullshit.
Okay. Why is it bullshit, though? I gotta
If you
know
want to be
this.
vaccinated, vaccinate your damn self. He didn't want to do that. He didn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. He's never had to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's not exactly how this country works. So... no, that's not the path.
Okay.
The path is, if you took care of you, then you're fine. Jon Rahm didn't. That's on him. If Jon Rahm gets infected and something happens to him, he did it to himself. Mm-hmm. You cannot fucking tell me that he could not have, even if he has to carry his own damn bag, which I think would be stupid personally, because if he's got it, his fucking caddy's probably got it too. So you cannot tell me these two could not have gone off by themselves away from people and it would have been just fine.
Does that not affect the outcome, though? Or does that not give him an advantage if he can play at another time at his own pace?
By himself?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you're playing with somebody else, you've got to wait for them. It's all part of the game.
See, this is the way that works, is that he was leading the tournament, so he would have been the last one to go off, so he's waiting on somebody anyway. Mm-hmm. Him playing by himself is not, I'll go ahead and tell you, anybody that's played golf more than once in their lives will tell you playing by yourself is not an advantage.
Okay.
You tend to, A, play faster, B, you don't have, and now I'm talking about not having a caddy, all right? Let's say he carried his own damn bag. Mm-hmm. You don't have anybody to talk to. Mm-hmm. So now you don't have a caddy, you're looking in the distance book by yourself. There's just, it's just so unbelievably stupid. It's just so stupid. Like, if all of you are vaccinated, why do you care that somebody else has this? That was the point of all this. And herd immunity and Anthony Fauci's little dumb fucking Fievel's dad ass with his fucking emails. Yeah, it's as bad as it would have been with Hillary Clinton. I promise that's all the politics I'm going to talk. It's just dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb as hell. He tested positive. Okay, so it's just mind-boggling to me. It's just mind-boggling as fuck to me.
I mean, to me, I think it would matter. I think it would matter if he's
You ever
played
played golf
by
in your
himself.
life?
No.
Okay, then your opinion doesn't fucking matter. I'm just being honest about that. And every golfer in the comments will tell you.
Okay.
Playing golf by yourself blows asshole. There's a reason that I don't ever do it. Mm-hmm. And not having your caddy, which I don't see any way they would have allowed him to have that. Mm-hmm. He would have had to have carried his own bag.
Right.
I've mentally become okay with that. And that would have sucked. I mean,
But what I'm saying is they would have had to have broken the... First off, they would have broken their own protocol. It's already stated. You have to leave the tour. You have to...
And the protocol's
if
dumb.
you're... Well,
and the
you could argue
dumb.
that the protocol's dumb, but the protocol is there for a reason. It's there to protect
it's called
other
social
people.
pressure. I promise you, not one golfer on that whole fucking tour would have gone, oh God, John Rahm's good, and gone home. I promise you, not one would have. And if you listen to the comments of all the golfers yesterday, it was a farce. It was a complete farce. The guy that won the tournament said, I don't even feel like I won it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
he won here last year, and his verbatim was, you can't even compare the two because I didn't even feel like I won this tournament.
Right.
It's the PGA. And Adam Black, who is the biggest golf fan in our comments, and I don't think it's even debatable, has said bingo, preach, and something else in capital letters since I started this.
Okay.
It's a fucking farce.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this, and this was absolute worst case scenario, 100%, that you got somebody that's walking away with the tournament. If this is still a thing, you shouldn't be having golf tournaments. Because basically the Memorial just flushed a shitload of money down the drain. Because I got news for you, I didn't watch a second of it.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
What
do you think would have happened if they found out that he tested positive and they kept him in the tournament? It would have. The backlash would have been unbelievable.
Have some balls. Dana White did.
Okay.
UFC seems to be doing just fine.
Yeah.
And if a UFC fighter tests positive, they still have the fight?
No.
They're not even testing for it anymore. They're
are they
done.
not?
Yeah, they are fucking done.
Okay.
That shit's over with.
Yeah.
There is, and Dana White has said that multiple times. At some point, you have to get back to fucking normal. People are going to test positive for this, and I guess that's my point. All right, so now the last I heard, the vaccination level was like 65%. All right, when's it stop? It'll never get to 100.
80. They've already said that at the beginning.
Who said that?
Fauci.
There you go. The guy who I don't, but could tell me it was Monday and I'd check.
No, of course. But this is the guy that we based all of this on.
Oh my fucking God.
And when they say
just because he talks
80%
louder
is
than everybody, folks,
necessary.
you got to listen to him.
100%.
Yeah, he's the loudest one on stage, so you got to listen to him because he's going to be right every time.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your solution?
I
keep
don't-
doing this till kingdom come? Because you're not
He
going
could have got the fucking vaccination. It's fucking pretty simple to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking fucking 20
Here's the
seconds
thing.
out of your fucking life to get the vaccination so that you can not get the fucking COVID and go out there and play. And that's it. That was a simple fucking thing. He lost $2 million because he didn't get a fucking vaccination, not because PGA took him off the fucking tournament. Plain and simple.
Okay, and it goes against his religious beliefs.
Oh, give me a fucking break. That's fucking so stupid.
Maybe it does. I'm not good.
Goes against his fucking religious
If it's against his religious beliefs,
Give me
you
a
can't
fucking
knock him
break.
for that.
Yeah, you can't knock him for that.
Okay.
You say that's fucking communism.
You're right.
Oh, I don't care what you think. You have to agree with me.
Yeah.
That's Democrat in the fucking highest realm.
Look,
right there.
No.
That shit right there is
Yeah.
what drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, just fucking take the
How
vaccine.
do you know that it's fucking his religious beliefs?
Because that's what they talked about it for 4 fucking hours.
Okay.
Did you watch it? No. How do I know? Because I did.
Look,
He said it the whole fucking time.
Right. If it goes against his religious beliefs, then fine.
And
whatever.
I should
but
be,
this is
and I should say it was. They said personal beliefs. I assumed it was religious. I don't know. It was against his personal beliefs.
Right. Okay. So it's against his personal
beliefs. That's a
Whatever.
big difference from religious beliefs.
No, it's not.
You don't
Yes,
know.
it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right.
No,
You
it's
don't
not.
know. Here's the thing. You don't know. You don't know what his reasoning was for not taking the vaccine. Maybe it was religion.
I don't care if he didn't do it because he doesn't like fucking needles. I don't care.
But he knew.
You have the right to do that.
But this is the thing. He knew. He knew this was a risk that he was taking. They all told. Everybody said, "Look, If you test positive,
and that's
you're done.
and that's all well and good. That's all well and good. Okay, I took it. In spite of the fact I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I fucking had to. It's my job. I don't have John Rahm's money, just straight up. So we can't get credentialed without it. So I took it. And did I like it? No. Did I feel like it was completely against everything I've ever stood for, that the government told me to do something, I did it? You're damn right I did. So somebody that has more conviction, that has more money, more power to you.
Exactly.
It's bullshit like what he just said to me that drives me absolutely
Why?
goddamn
Because
crazy.
you just screamed out that it's a religious belief, but you don't know that it's just a religious belief.
It's fucking
so
personal
what?
belief.
It's your fucking job. You didn't lose $2 million because they took you off the court. You knew the fucking rules beforehand, so you chose not to take the vaccination, knowing that if you got tested positive, you'd be taken off the course. So his choice lost him $2 million, not because the PGA took him off the course.
Check.
Period.
Let it keep happening.
Yeah.
See, you can just try to out-yell me. You won't. First of all, you won't.
Okay.
I mean, and your point has
But you're
absolutely
going to
no
keep
merit.
changing it. You go
I'm
from,
not saying
oh,
you
I watched it for 4 hours. They said it was fucking religious beliefs. And then he said, no, it's his personal beliefs.
Which are the same
So
thing.
you're already switching. You're
I'm
already
not
switching off.
shit. I changed the word.
Okay, and that's
I
a
changed
huge
one
fucking word to change.
No, it's not.
Okay.
If you don't want, see, that's the beauty of this country is if you don't want to do something, you don't fucking have to.
Yeah,
that's what's true.
And then he can lose $2 million when he tests positive for COVID. That's his fucking choice. That's what I'm saying. He made the choice not to do it. He lost $2 million because of it. Period. That's his fucking choice. If he wants to make the choice not to get the vaccination, he shouldn't be complaining when he gets taken off a fucking course when he tests positive for COVID.
He didn't complain. I'm complaining. I'm complaining as the consumer. Because where does this stop? Oh, at 80%. So we're at 65 now, but at 80, you do whatever the fuck you want to. So you're telling me he has to sit around and wait for 15% more of people to do this? Because he's not gonna.
No,
and he doesn't have to. You can't force him to. That's what this fucking country was built on.
Then he has to take that chance.
I just love that people like you bend over and go, oh, fuck it. Who gives a shit? But just do it. You don't want
That's
to.
not even fucking
Just
close
do
to
it.
what I'm fucking
Just
saying.
do it.
You just
Fuck.
want to say that. That's what I'm saying. But that's not what I'm
exactly
fucking
you said.
saying at all.
Yeah, no, what you just said is if he would do something he didn't want to do,
Then he should understand the fucking repercussions of what happens if he tests positive for COVID. Period. That's it. Go and do what you want. Make the choice not to get vaccinated. But you have that choice not to get vaccinated, and when you test positive for COVID, you're going to be taken out of the tournament, even if you're the fucking leader. Period.
Okay. All right, now, smart ass, let's play a fun game. How many times did he test positive? He's tested all week, by the way. Yeah. Negative, did all the shit, did all this. So what happens when this comes back false? Because they have a bunch of times. They going to pay him the money back? You think the Memorial's going to get their viewers back? You think they're going to re-air it and let John Rahm play it again?
No.
Nope, they're not. No, they're not. So what's the solution? I'll just keep doing this. Cool, you'll lose money repeatedly.
The solution.
I will guarantee you. Yesterday was the lowest rated final round that CBS has had in, I'd say, 5 years. Easy. Easy.
The solution here is this is the last time this happens.
Bingo. And
That's
it
the
100% is.
Absolutely.
And I got news for you. If you don't think that these rules are going to change, and if I'm John Rahm, I'd be madder than hell. Mad as fuck. Because I'm your fall boy. I promise you, if this happened at the U.S. Open, they'd have figured it out. Adam Black, you're the other golf fan. He doesn't seem to want to listen to me. In the comments, just what do you think would have happened? Because he watches golf every bit as much as I do. Phil, hey, if we'd done this 2 weeks ago, you think they'd have pulled Phil off course? Bet they wouldn't. Bet you $1 million cash they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Bet they'd have figured out a way. I'll bet you they would have figured out a way.
John Rahm had to withdraw.
Adam Black literally said it as I said it.
Yeah.
He commented it as I was saying it. This was a tournament that nobody cared about, and that's the reason that they bent. And see, that's what drives people like me absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking nuts.
I think now that this has happened, though, and you see the trend that things are going in other sports right now, opening up the doors, doing less of the social distancing, all of that. UFC will throw them in there, not even testing anymore. I think this is going to be a huge sign for the PGA to go, we need to change this.
We can't do this. Because here's the thing, your pie in the sky, 80%, not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
Won't happen for 10 years. So if you want to keep doing this, that's fine. I mean, it would, in a perfect world, we would all make the same amount of money and we'd live in one great big pile and we'd fuck each other every day. But it's not a perfect world. So that's not going to happen. So now it's time to figure out what are you going to be okay with? And at the end of the day, if you don't want to play on the same course with somebody that's not vaccinated, I'll say the same thing he did. That's your choice. And you go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Isn't it funny when somebody uses your argument against you in reverse?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's the exact same argument you made at me in reverse.
Yeah, but they're
And
not going to fucking do that.
That's 100% they will.
No, they won't.
100%.
They're not going to say, "Oh, you're going to say this. You can play on. You can choose not to play on the course with him."
Watch nobody get sent home from the U.S. Open.
Okay.
I'll bet you $1 million cash right now. Because I've been watching golf since I was 5 years old, and you know what they've done a masterful job of?
Yeah.
Nothing taints majors.
Yeah.
Ever. And they've already dealt with one. Because they had to play the Masters in fucking October, which was fine.
Yeah.
Still wasn't Masters.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open, not going to do that. Just mark my words.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will bend. The USGA won't.
Yeah.
And they've already been embarrassed.
Right.
I mean, just completely embarrassed.
Right.
Because this was a fucking travesty.
It was right. You took the leader off the board after he tested positive for the coronavirus. I don't feel bad for John Rahm. He knew the risks. He knew what he was doing. He knew the protocols. Problem is, PGA needs to change the protocols right now.
Mm-hmm. And the reason that they hadn't, and I'll be honest with you, this has trended on Twitter for 2 days now. Mm-hmm. The reason they didn't, because they didn't think it'd be a problem. Mm-hmm. They didn't think it would come up. So they went, no, we'll just have it. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
We'll continue to do this to save face. Well, now it's affected the outcome of a tournament. Mm-hmm. Now it's a major problem. Mm-hmm. And you got a major coming up.
Yeah, and you had, and it's weird. Nobody had masks. Nobody was all that fucking worried about it. Weird how that works. Mm-hmm. You know, there's unvaccinated people around, so I guess that's still a problem. No, it's not. You let this slide because you didn't want to take the backlash and be the first one to say nope.
Yep.
Well, now your hand's been forced, and you play outside. Which, by the way, this whole time we talked about how outside you're much safer than in a confined court.
Right.
If you're vaccinated.
But you couldn't fit. Doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
you've been safer outside.
Actually, 100% they said if you're vaccinated, you can go outside.
You can do stuff outside, before there was a fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
It's been safer to be outside than inside. And if you're going to argue with me about that, you're going to look like a fucking moron. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Call me a fucking moron one more time.
Boys, come on. we don't need to go there.
I'm not saying that.
All right. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Just don't call me a fucking moron.
Stop saying idiotic shit that your boy said the whole fucking time.
Okay.
It's safer to be outside than inside.
Okay.
Fact or fiction?
I don't fucking care at this point.
Fact or fucking fiction?
Move the fuck on. Because I'm fucking done listening to him fucking scream louder than everybody else in the room.
I'm good.
Saturday night, last night, excuse me, I thought it was Saturday night. I was so excited. Mm-hmm. Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather.
I tried to tell you that.
On Saturday night, and it was Saturday night.
You said that last week, and I tried to tell you it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I got caught the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just used to all relevant fights being on Saturday nights. But it was last night, although I did enjoy the Rosenstruck fight. he dispatched his guy pretty quickly on Saturday night in the UFC. Then we had the Showtime pay-per-view last night, Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. I missed Chad Ochocinco fighting.
I actually watched that.
How was that?
I missed the whole thing.
I turned it on as soon as the fight was over.
I refused to watch the fucking stupid YouTuber and Floyd Mayweather. Chad Johnson actually, I mean, he wasn't technically good at all. No. But I mean, I'll give him credit. He stepped in with a legitimate fighter that was his size, and went for it. Yeah. Didn't have to. Probably got more money than we'd ever need. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'll give Chad Ochocinco all the credit in the world.
He did get caught with a good one, and his post-fight interview I thought was spectacular. He was just, I want everybody to, if you want to do something, go do it. You want to chase your dream, go chase your dream. I always wanted to get in the ring with a boxer to see how I could do, and you know what? I might do it again. Yeah. Even though he got caught pretty good at the end of that fight. There was no doubt. I mean, he had stars in his eyes, but. I'll give him credit.
I think it's overrated how hard people say he got hit. And I watched it multiple times. More looked to me like his feet got crossed up and he just went down. He got hit, but
he did get hit. Yeah,
it wasn't like not like somebody knocked him in the next leg and he just laid there.
No. I mean, but you take a good one on the chin or on the jaw like that.
He was impressive for a guy that's never professionally fought in his life.
Then you had the Logan Paul Mayweather fight.
Which was a comedy.
Which was goddamn awful. This is the second time. This is the second time that I have been caught by a Mayweather fight and went, yeah, this is going to be fun. Let's get into it. And, this let me down just as much as the Pacquiao fight did.
You could tell it was completely just... He was there for
Floyd
money.
Mayweather did not care. Floyd Mayweather wanted to stay in the ring with him as long as possible. Let Logan Paul look serviceable, even though he had all opportunities to be able to end that thing.
I'll tie this into the last conversation. You keep bastardizing your sport, don't be shocked when people stop watching it.
Yep.
And that's what boxing's doing on a regular basis. I saw somebody that I actually respect. I'm not going to say their name on this fucking show because most people would know who they are because they're a very well-known combat sport analyst that said the two biggest draws in boxing right now are the Paul brothers.
Oh, God.
Yep, and that's the fucking problem.
Yep.
That's exactly the problem.
Yep.
Is that you have bastardized your sport, throwing in basketball players and NFL players to draw a fucking, a number on a pay-per-view, and you bastardize your sport. It was disgusting to watch. I mean, first of all, Logan Paul, I am more of a ballerina than Logan Paul is a fucking boxer. His technique was god-awful. He hit Mayweather in the back of the head about 6 times, which is completely illegal.
He wanted to about 800 times.
Yeah, it was pathetic. It was absolutely fucking pathetic. And the fact that people bought it and play into it and all of that shit, do what you do. And you've ruined my sport. That was my little underground secret sport that, well, now you fucked it up.
Yeah.
Now you fucked it up because this is on every card now. Now you got Showtime, who was supposed to be one of the above board boxing, this wasn't Triller and Oscar De La fucking Hoya. This was the benchmark for boxing.
Yeah.
And now you're doing it. Cool. I'm out. I'm out for good. You will not get me back. You will not get me back with Tyson Fury. You will not get me back with Anthony Joshua. You will not get me back with Deontay Wilder. I'm out.
They should have, if they wanted to do something about this, it should have ended last night. It should have been Floyd goes out there, beats the living crap out of him, and knocked his ass out on the middle of the floor, and we wouldn't have to, then this whole thing would just be over with. But you have these guys going in who can obviously, if Floyd Mayweather wanted to knock him out, he could have knocked him out. Let's be clear here. Are we all in agreement with that?
Oh, yeah.
You're saying no, he couldn't have?
That's not how Floyd Mayweather fights. I feel like we've done this 50, 11 times.
Well, I know that that's not how he fights boxers, but he's fighting a fucking YouTube star.
He's also fighting a YouTube star that outweighs him by 35 pounds and has him by, what, 6 inches?
I guess I could see that. I just wish...
That's that's the part that actually bothers me. If they were the same size, I would have cared far less. I would have still thought it was stupid, but at least you're following the rules of boxing.
Right.
This is the second fight with one of these two dipshits that hasn't been even sanctioned by the state it was performed in.
Right.
Because you're not doing it right. Because you got a 6'2", 189-pound dude fighting a 5'7", 155-pound Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
You see how stupid that sounds when I say it out loud? I don't give a fuck how highly trained Floyd Mayweather and all this other shit. It looked comically stupid.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun to watch. Every person that I saw on Twitter or anything else say that I watched this and I'm pissed off. Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Of course you are. If you watched, I'm trying to think of some other stupid YouTuber. If you watched me trying to catch passes for the Denver Broncos, guess what? You'd be fucking disappointed by that too.
Yeah.
You keep buying these bastardized fucking products, and you're shocked when people keep doing it. Of course they're going to keep doing it. And you haven't heard the end of Logan Paul or Jake Paul or any of these other fucking morons because they're going to keep doing it because they keep making money.
Yep. Here's what I was mad about was I was mad that it felt like Floyd Mayweather, Jesus Christ, should have tried to make the statement that this is not the way the sport goes, but he cares about the money more than anything else, as he always has.
It was not
I guess I was expecting some kind of a growth moment for Floyd Mayweather to take a stand and say, this is not worth just making money on, to have these farcical fights. But I should have
You thought
expected
Floyd Mayweather was going to be the one.
Again, I should have
The dude that carries $10 million around in a backpack, that's who you thought was going to be?
expected different. That's what I'm saying.
But see, this has been going on forever.
I'm more disappointed in myself than I am in anything else.
I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you that that's exactly what this was going to be.
Right.
It's going to be ugly to watch. Because let's be really honest here. Of all boxers, Floyd Mayweather is the least enjoyable superstar to watch in the history of boxing. Because he is a defensive fighter. Which is why when Logan, whatever the fuck it, Paul.
Chris Paul, Rand Paul, Rock Paul, who the fuck Paul.
I don't care if it's Rocky or Sin. Fuck him too. When Floyd Mayweather just puts his hands in front of his face and goes, just throw as many as you want. I could care less. Because your legs are going to be jello in about 10 minutes. And they were. And then they hugged for 2 rounds.
Yep.
I refused to watch the fight. I didn't pay for it. I found it free on YouTube. And I watched that with no commercials, no nothing. And it will be the last boxing match I ever watched in my life.
Wow.
I will not watch Tyson Fury. I won't watch any of it. Because you have officially bastardized my sport. Don King did his damnedest to run me out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then it has been nothing. Ring Magazine, I could go on about this for an hour, of things that you have tried to run me out. Well, you found it. You officially found it.
That sucks.
Celebrity boxing is what ran me out. And I watched it on Twitter. I watched people who I respect on Twitter with all of this bullshit. And then the cake topper was Floyd Mayweather at the end of this. They asked him if he would be willing to fight, to come out of retirement and fight again. Absolutely not. Would you be willing to do another one of these exhibitions?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on all of it.
Because he's going to fight Jake next.
I don't think he will, because it won't draw.
Really?
Not like this.
Well, it might just because of the hat flip and all that stuff, and he could.
It's still a joke.
Yeah.
This is now 3 main fights that Floyd Mayweather's had.
Yeah.
Pacquiao, Conor McGregor, Paul. 2 of them are not boxers.
Do you think that there's someone that can just end
every
this?
time.
Is there someone that can be like, I'm just gonna end this fucking facade and just go out there and knock one of these guys out, and then it's over with?
They're not going to do it.
Or because I don't feel any of these guys that have fought these fucking guys at all are taking it seriously enough to do that.
They're not.
They're all just going out there for the money.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a guy that just steps up and says, you know what, I'm tired of this farce. I'm tired of, a guy who's loved this sport for forever, you know what I mean, isn't going to watch the crap because of this. I'm tired of my sport being bastardized to the point I'm going to come out and I'm going to knock this dude out in the first round.
They could be. I think somebody could make a lot of money from that, but that's just me.
Anthony Joshua's been the one that I've said the whole time. You think you're a badass? Crawl in the ring with him.
I could see.
Or dude is going to get pasted by Tyson Fury if they ever fight.
I could see Tyson Fury doing this.
I mean, just someone in their own weight class.
See, that's what scares me, is that
it's going to get to that point to where the fucking heavyweight champion of the world has to fight a YouTuber to get for people to watch them.
Stephen Tao said exhibition's not even judged. I know.
Yeah.
Still the highest grossing pay-per-view. This will be the highest buy rate of a boxing pay-per-view.
Yep.
Outside of maybe the Tyson Fury fight. Maybe. And I don't even think that'll beat it, to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
I think what I saw on social medias was there were enough people that bought this. They'll be the highest grossing pay-per-view in boxing in a long time. And it's bastardizing the sport. And I don't like anything that bastardizes the competition, ever. And I'm not going to fucking apologize for that. And I don't give a fuck what it is. And here's what's really bothering me is that we've come out of all this bullshit over the last 16 months. And on the backside, now what we've got is boxing matches with YouTube stars. You've got, there are so few products that haven't been tainted in some shape, form, or fashion, whether it's the competition, whether it's whatever. And I'm fucking sick of it. Boxing, you just made it really easy for me. There's nothing I can do. I can sit here and scream and yell all I want to about, shit like we were talking about beforehand. There's nothing to do to fix it. I'm not saying either one of us is right or either one of us is wrong. There's not a fix to it. What there is a fix to is you can stop trotting out people that talk about shaving their balls on their stupid YouTube channel to fight top 5 boxers of all time. That's a bastardizing of the sport that I'm just not going to fucking accept.
Right.
Yeah.
And you allowed it. Here's the thing. You allowed it. Every boxer that has had anything to do with this, every fighter that was on that card, every fighter that will fight for Showtime again, which is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, you all allowed it because you had the power to say, if you do this, I'm out. Tyson Fury, you had the power because that will grows.
Yeah.
When they fight again, that will grows. Tyson Fury had the ability to say, you show this, cool. I'm going somewhere the fuck else.
Yeah, I'm going to
Didn't
HBO.
Didn't do it. You wanted to get the notoriety. You wanted to get people talking. You wanted to trend on fucking Twitter. Cool. You trended on Twitter. And you've lost me and probably a lot more boxing purists that absolutely refuse to watch what you've done to our sport.
Patrick Holt says boxing is turning into wrestling. Yeah, that's exactly how last night felt. The last night felt like a WWE scripted thing that we're just out there to make the most money that possible. And here's the thing, though. They need to treat this the way that the WWE did the Brawl for All. You remember the Brawl for All? Now, we know that was a horrible promotion that they did. Lots of guys got hurt. It was not a good idea. But do you remember how it ended? They had the champion of the Brawl for All go up against Butterbean at the next pay-per-view. And what happened? He got his fucking nose rearranged by Butterbean in 1 second. He walked to the middle of the ring, Butter went, boom, and the dude fell out. I think it was Bart Gunn was the one.
Yeah, because he went off script and he beat the guy he wasn't supposed to beat.
Right.
Like, they wanted Dr. Death Steve Williams to win.
But here's the thing. Yeah. I felt like you needed to do something like that with this. You bring the celebrities in and go, fuck you, we're actual boxers, we are going to demolish you. And that would get people, that's the only way where Stephen Tao follows up with, could bring more people back to boxing. If you did that, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it would. If Tyson Fury stood in the middle of the ring and said, you know what, on such and such a date, I'm going to be in the middle of the ring at the MGM Grand.
I'll fight both these motherfuckers back to back. Any celebrity that wants to
train me, come and fight me, and we'll make it even.
See, but the bad thing is that the states won't allow that to happen.
No, they won't.
They'll unsanction this shit. Like the 155-pound guy fighting the 189-pound guy. They'll unsanction that. They will not let a dude my size get into the ring with somebody like Logan Paul, who's boxed 3 times in his life.
Right.
Basically lost twice, and the other one was a split decision or some shit. They will not let him get into the ring with Tyson Fury, who outweighs me by 50 pounds.
Right.
Because he could actually die in the middle of the ring.
Right.
And see, that's the part of this. That's how, and this is going to sound a little harsh, but it's the truth. I think that's what has to happen to get this to stop.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing people with money say, money's money. You can't fault Floyd. I didn't say I faulted Floyd.
No.
They backed up a Brinks truck to Floyd's house.
Yeah.
And he's retired. If the boxing game gets bastardized, it doesn't cost him one red cent.
Exactly.
All these 25-year-old boxers that have worked their asses off, taking just beating after beating and got their nose rearranged and their ear ripped off and all this other bullshit. And I'm literally using that of people that I know personally that fight or box or whatever for a living. And then you put a YouTuber out there to fight somebody that's 30 pounds lighter than him that had absolutely zero interest in finishing that fight.
Yeah. Right.
He wanted the screen time, and it was very obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many punches he threw in the entire fight?
God, I don't even.
Floyd Mayweather.
Like 100 and something.
It was like 70.
That's
really?
it?
Yeah, he threw like 70. And he landed a shitload of them. I had the card pulled up.
I still have it pulled up here. 107 punches were thrown by Floyd Mayweather.
107. And he landed like 55 of them.
43. He landed 43, 40% of his punches landed. On the other hand, Paul threw 217, landed 28. That was 13% of his punches landed.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
It's comedy. It would be like letting one of us go out and play shooting guard for the Wizards.
Right.
That's exactly what you did.
And then what happened at the end of it? Floyd Mayweather came out and said, I mean, he's better than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Which you just played into my sport's a joke. You did by saying that Jake Paul is a better fighter than you thought he was. It gave Logan Paul. It gave Jake validity when he was standing there before the last round. They had him in the crowd, open mic, and he was like, "Oh well, it's gone 7 rounds, and hey, at least Logan's won 6 of them." No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I didn't listen to the commentators, but I heard they were awful.
Oh, I mean, it was bad. Well, I mean, the commentators were like, no, he hasn't won a round yet. But it lets this this jackass play like, oh, my brother's an actual boxer. No, he's not. No,
and that's
he's
the thing
not.
when you don't have these kind of things scored or won either. You get these kind of situations where you're going to have people say, oh, well, this and that.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't have an official licensed scorecard that could say this guy just beat him, and they would give him 10 to 8 rounds, even if he didn't knock him down, just because it was overwhelming that he beat him up. And then at the end of 8 rounds or 10 rounds, whatever it was, you just say he won every round. And actually, we gave him this other round because he was just beating him so mercifully.
Patrick Holt said in the comments that MMA started the downfall of boxing. Well, here's the thing. You're remembering that a little bit wrong. A little bit. Because UFC existed and it was the sideshow. Because you had guys going into the ring and getting fucking ears ripped off and shit like that. Because you could do anything. And then Dana White came along with his little $5 million investment and his team of guys and went, this is not mainstream. We can't even get on pay-per-view cards.
Yeah.
Because there are states that are banning. It was banned in 49 states at one point.
Right.
Then Dana White came along and said, no. We have to have rules. We have to have, a governing body and sanctions and all this shit. And he came along and he slowly built the brand, and now it just is far superior.
Yeah.
It is far superior to boxing. Why? Because boxing had all of those things, and they had stars, and they had all this shit. And he had too many people like Don King that had the same theory of, well, money's money. I can't fault him for money. You're right. And they're going to ruin the ability down the line, because we've been doing this for 30 years. Name me the last big draw in terms of boxers. Oh, wait.
I mean, Tyson.
Not to the level of what Mike Tyson was.
Oh, no.
Name me the last guy like that.
No.
Oh,
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That's the last
exactly.
one. Lennox Lewis was popular.
Came close.
He didn't draw like that.
No.
Really?
No, he was British. He was an asshole, and people didn't like him.
Okay.
And he just didn't. And he wasn't as entertaining to watch as Tyson was. Tyson might just kill somebody, and we always knew that was a thing.
And the world was just watching every time. Every time it was a world thing. Everybody tuned in. Everybody got a pay-per-view. And there isn't. You have to have some special event now to get someone to buy a pay-per-view. Like, you got to have Joshua and Tyson Fury, or Wilder and Fury, or, some combination of those guys. Or even, I don't even know if you can get, since Triple G's not even fighting anymore, what do you get with Canelo? You don't even have, anybody with him. And it all started going downhill, especially when a lot of these fights seem to be fixed. Yeah. Like, when you would get down to the end of the cards and you were saying that guy obviously beat that guy, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, no, this guy's the winner. People started turning away from that already because it seemed to be so... And that was starting, like Jeremy said earlier, in the early 90s with Don King. A lot of things just started to seem, I don't even know what the word for it is, but I want to say kind of like mafia-ized, where like these things were being already predetermined. This was going to happen. Right. Everything seemed to be a little sketchy when it came around boxing. But you haven't had anyone since a Tyson. And these three guys they should be... we should be talking about these three guys more in boxing. These three heavyweights are the best thing we've seen in 30, 40 years.
And Adam Black actually had there's 500 belts per weight. Well, there's 7. Yeah. There's 7. There's no unifying of them. It's a fucking disaster. Yeah. That's why I always lump Ring Magazine into this, because that was where the faction started. Yeah. Because you had the IBF, the WBA, WBC. And then Ring Magazine came out with their champion. Yeah. It had a belt. And then it started all these fractures. And that was part of the... One of these days, I'm going to do a video on the demise of boxing. It's just me yelling at the screen. Yeah. Because I grew up watching Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. And now you've turned my sport into a fucking circus. And it makes me fucking angry. And I see it happening. And boxing is the one that is the most obvious. I feel like it's happening in a lot of sports. I really do. Yep. I feel like the lack of, I can't believe I'm about to use this word on screen, institutional control across so many sports, that's what pisses me off. Because there are problems that you can't fix, and then there's problems that you created for yourself. I feel like boxing is now trying to unwind things that they did to themselves. And they're doing it, whole line I always used. Bathroom's on fire and you're refilling the ice cube trays. Right. And that's what boxing is doing right now. Yep. It's, look, it got us this for... Okay, well, now you're comedy. And this is... Literally, I see nothing different about what happened last night than when Joey Botafuco fought China on Fox's Celebrity Boxing.
That was exactly
I never thought I would see something worse for this sport than that. Found it. And it happened last night. Yep. And in the comments, somebody asked if... that Tyron Woodley is fighting the other brother. Yep, and I hope he absolutely rearranges his head.
Yeah.
I hope he goes full Wile E. Coyote and he starts looking that way, facing that way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Woodley was more of a boxer than Ben Askren was, right? I mean, or is Woodley more of a wrestler? You would know more about that than I would, Jeremy.
If Tyron Woodley catches him, he will rearrange his face.
Yeah.
And I just saw Tommy in the comments say, I don't know if it'll go how most people think. Unless Tyron Woodley cashed a $5 million check, it's going to go exactly how all of us think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, the bigger these dudes get, the more aggressive it gets. Mm-hmm. And Tyron Woodley, he's not Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
That's what I'm
asking. He ain't going to walk away smiling about some, at least I don't think he is.
I mean, he came out and said, he was like, this is the easiest money I'm ever going to make. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to destroy this guy in 35 seconds. Yeah. And I hope that. That's what I'm hoping for. Say. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what keeps, I guess maybe what someone like me keeps going back to, and I'm not gonna buy this crap, but I'm gonna pay attention to it, is I'm waiting for someone to do that. I'm waiting for someone to just say, I'm over this crap. I'm going to knock this dude out.
Everything I know about Tyron Woodley says he could be the guy.
Thank God. I would, and that's something that I hope happens, and I'm ready for it.
Derek Lewis has basically said, after I'm done fighting for titles, I'll make very quick work of any of you that want to fight me.
Yeah.
And Derek Lewis might actually kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
If that does,
Tyron Woodley could kill somebody. Just let that be known.
If that does happen, if they do put a stop to this, will they gain you back?
No.
No,
I'm
you're
out.
done. You're done
Nope,
forever.
I'm out.
Okay. All right.
I'm out.
I didn't think we'd reach that point.
I mean, if the NBA starts playing with fucking beach balls, I'll be out on it too. and that's exactly how I look at this.
Right.
And you're already almost out on basketball as it is to begin with.
No, it's just...
You're trending in that direction, at least a little bit.
You can't, after everything that's happened over the last 2 years, you can't bastardize the one bit of normalcy for me and expect me to not be pissed off about it. And I feel that way about every sport.
Yeah.
There's one sport that I look at and go, you have not bastardized your product in any way. It's the NFL. That's it. And college football, on and on down the line. The reason that I get so pissed off at golf, the reason I get so pissed off at college basketball, the NBA, on and on down the line is because you just keep bastardizing your product to sell tickets. Yeah. Or to trend on Twitter or whatever, because I absolutely, and yes, I do see the irony of what we do and how we need to trend on Twitter.
Trend on
yes,
Twitter.
I do see before anybody points that out, I do see the irony of that. I'm here for legitimate competition. If I wanted to go to a fucking circus, I'd go to a fucking circus. I don't like animals that much. Most of them scare me, so I don't go to circuses. And I'm not going to watch a 3-ring circus like happened last night on Showtime.
Well, as we have proved to you over the last hour and a half here, yes, it was a action-packed weekend.
Oh, yeah.
In the sports world. And, oh, by the way, I hadn't got a chance to say this yet. How about that sweep?
Ugh.
I'm still trying to figure out what sport he's talking about.
That's what he said this morning. Jeremy was like, I don't even understand what one you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever.
I thought he was talking about, because he said that Philly was going to get swept or Philly was going to sweep Atlanta no matter what.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what you were trying to say, but no, I didn't think it was about my Yankees.
Baseball reference.
And that's why I've been wearing my hat backwards today, because I'm in so much shame. Not that I don't wear my hat backwards anyways, but, I just didn't want to steal shame from Tank wearing his Red Sox shirt. And I love you, Jeremy. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Glad we're all friends once again here in the Wicked Weed studio. We will be with you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, the Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app every weekday, 3 to 5. Don't forget also, hey, if you're feeling a little unkempt below the waist, don't forget to use our promo code Sportsocracy at Manscaped.com. Sportsocracy at Manscaped.com. Get that 20% off your purchase. Also, the free worldwide shipping. Sportsocracy, Manscaped.com. We are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Again, see you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Back here with you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.